Hello, bonjour everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. Subscriber, thank you to subscribe to my channel. And people who stop by and watch, I hope you enjoy it. So we'll talk this time is Flames of War. It's a Stug Lake assault gun platoon. It's contains 5 plastic assault gun. It's for mid-war. And also you can use those to late war or Flames of War game because this model was built from 1942-43 all the way to the end of the war. You can see that's pretty much the same thing without the pictures on the side. And on the bottom, what you see is it's made in Malaysia, all right reserve. The kit number GBX123. And in the back, you got the content 5 plastic Stug Lake assault gun, 1 plastic tank commander sprue, 1 decal sheet, and 4 unit cards. And it goes with the game table, to Go Spencer and beyond. So you can use it from basically from 1943, so mid-war, late mid-war, to late war of Flames of War when you play. The scale is 1/100, so about 15 mm. You got the design how to build it. Also, you can go online and Battlefront are really good to explain step by step to put together this vehicle. So first we'll talk about is the cards that come with the kit. So you get the big cards, so basically it's folded in 2. When you play Go Spencer, the formation is of people who play Flames of War, so I don't have to tell them much. And people who never play, go on their Battlefront website, Flames of War, and you will read about it, and it's quite interesting. So Mixed Panzer Company, Panther Tank Company, what interests us is the Stug Assault Gun Company, Armored Panzer Gun Engine Company, Tiger Heavy Tank Company, and then they mark the support unit that can go with your formation with the card that go with the support unit. And the back you get more support unit for formation support, movement orders, so it's all a quick explanation about it. So when we talk about Stug Lake, you got, we'll start with this one, Stug Lake HQ. So if you want to build a formation of Stug, all the information on the front card is the morale of the troop and the information about the troops. Defensively, the skill, is it on the front, side armor, the top. The movement is this line. And the weapon use and how many time it can fire, what is the anti-tank, and the firepower. So again, people who play Flames of War understand that. People never play, so just go on the Flames of War website and look about it. So in the back they tell you how many vehicle is in the HQ. You can have 1 or 2, the number of points. So when you play Flames of War, it's all based your formation to make it fair for everybody of a certain number of points. So that's your HQ of Stug. So usually a formation include an HQ and at least 2 platoon. So again, all the information is pretty much the same as the HQ. But in the back, it's different. It tells you a platoon is how many vehicles in your platoon. So you can have 1 Stug Lake 7.5 with a Stug howitzer 10.5 centimeters for that amount of point, or 2 Stug Lake 3 or 4. And special rules go with the Stug Lake. So usually you need 2 of that to complete your formation. The last card they provide is the Borgward Debution Carrier. Is people who know about Second World War, the German create like little guided robot. So it's a mini tank that was a charge of dynamite in it that was controlled by the infantry. They move with distance control on cable, so they move the tank toward the enemy tank, drive it under the enemy tank, and detonate to destroy the tank. That was the idea behind that. So you can have a demolition carrier. How many demolition carrier you can have? So 2, 3, or 4. 2, 3, or 4, and the number of points. And a special rule for the Borg ward. So we go more in detail. Here's the decals that is provided. So the German cross, Ghost Panzer unit, and then the emblem that was used during the Battle of Kharkov. And they provide you a series of numbers to stick to your vehicle. So 200, 201 usually are the one for command vehicle. 211, 212, 23, 13, 14, and 15 are usually a 5-vehicle platoon. Next, what we look at is the crew commander that you can glue on top of the cupola there. There's different way. So they will give you at least 4 different one, and 2 are, no, all 5 are different in some way. So you can have a choice of 5 different crew commander to be placed on it. Nicely detailed, it's easy to paint. Usually mine, I paint them directly from the sprues there. And then when I cut, I just have a little touch up to do on the hat of the crew commander, and the bottom is glued to my formation lead vehicle. So it's easy to recognize which one is the command vehicle. Now the sprues, there's 5 of them. So the lower wall is standard to all the vehicle. And then we'll have 2 options, is the Stug J early version, 42, 43, and the late version 1943 and beyond. Having said that, depending where that Stug was built, the G early version was still built over there, and it's a question of how easy for them to get the parts for the vehicle. Also, the Stug J version is the vehicle that the German built the most. There's many Stug were built, but Stug J by itself, it's almost 10,000 of them were built during the war. There's no other vehicle the German army built, tank or anti-tank Yak vehicle, that was built in so much numbers. So that's why there's variant, and there's different option that you can see on the battlefield, and one of the reasons is depending again the factory where it was built and how available are the parts. So if you use, it's always a frame of Panzer III. The upper hull that's the early. It's easy to recognize by one key component is the hatch opening for the loader gunner are different. One is going left and right, the opening, while the other flap left or right. So that one open from the front over the back, and this one is left and right opening when you open the hatch. That's it for the upper hull. When we talk about the gun, as you can see, the gun mantlet were made differently, depending. The early version is more square, while the late is more like canvas covered. When we talk about the MG 34 or 42 on top of the vehicle, as you can see, the early version was the single MG with a plate, so the person who fired with the machine gun have to have the hatch open, and at least half of his body have to be outside to be able to use and man that machine gun. While the late version, it is a special mount where the person fired the machine gun from outside, from inside, so they use a periscope to fire and control and direct the fire of their machine gun toward the enemy. The hatch, you have 2 versions, one is open, one is closed for the hatch. And then on the other side, you can see The track, that's the inside of the track. As you can see, there's 2 notch on one and 3 on the other, so it make it pretty much bulletproof. You cannot miss on which side of the vehicle they go, because of this one have 2 notch and this one have 3 notch, so you know which side they go. This is the back of the vehicle, so the exhaust system. You get the armor plate to make it more protection to the vehicle. It brings the vehicle to 80 millimeter of armor plate in the front, compared to the standard is 50 millimeter for the entire vehicle, but they add those armor plate to bring it to 80 millimeter in the front. The reason they add armor plate is because if they want 80 millimeter from the start, they will have to change the periscope system and everything, so it's easier to just bolt those plates to the vehicle. This part here, it goes in the back of both right here, and it is spare track with the mount for the 2 antenna. So if you are a command vehicle, usually you have 2 antenna, and if you are troop vehicle, you have 1 antenna. You have spare track when this set goes in front here, while the other, usually if you look at pictures during Second World War, most of the troop will put the short one right on top of the driver position to add more protection. If there's a direct hit toward the commanding officers, it will hit the track and destroy the track, but help to protect the vehicle and overall. You have 2 spare road wheel that goes right here in the back. You can see the little knob on both sides. And you have the side skirt. This is the front of the side skirt. This is the back. It's easy. When they start, the first time they put some, they were all straight, but they found that when you go in the bush or in the forest and it's straight, there's no angle, you hit a branch or anything, it would break the plate or remove the plate from the vehicle, and it was a problem. So with that angle, it facilitates the branch to just slide on top of it. So that's pretty much all the thing inside. You can see there's a spare 5 jerrycan or a spare box that you can put on the back here of the deck, where most of the troops put their spare, or you can put them on the side of the vehicle right here on both sides. So that's pretty much your option with it. You can see the details on top where the tools are, pretty nicely done. So it's easy to paint and it's easy to recognize what tool it is there. And that is 5 of them like this. Now I built 2 of them. So this one is the early version, and this one is the late version of the Stug J. The early version, it's easy to recognize because the square of the gun mantlet, and also the machine gun with the plate, so they have to open, and the person who manned the gun will have to be outside to fire with it. While the late version, it's more like round canvas type mantlet, and the machine gun is easy to recognize, compare. There's no plate, no shield, it's just a V-shaped shield on both sides of the machine gun, because they don't need to protect the person who fire it, because he stay inside the vehicle, and it's remote control for firing. I did not install the plate, and the reason for, I like to paint the entire vehicle. When it's completely painted, I will then add the skirt to the vehicle, so it's easier for and look better to paint all And then when you put the plate and people look at the vehicle, they look underneath and they can see everything is being painted. Okay, this is the part that go against inside the side of the vehicle, and that part is the top of it. There's two notches, one here and one there. That's where this notch here go against. And like I said, this part is the front, so it goes right here. So you can see I just put it over the notch like that, and that's complete the skirt for the vehicle. Just like that. So that's how it looked like on the side. So that completes this video. My next video on the subject, the Flames of War Stug Late, would be all the steps I made to paint those vehicles and the weathering of the vehicle. So thank you for watching. See you soon with the end of painting and weathering of those Stug formation. Thank you. Bye-bye.